Today we're going to take a look at my TM2H. This is a Tannhauser gate M2H 50 cal shortened version. It's based on a sci-fi series, and I will show some images of what the reference is to. The Tannhauser gate was referenced in Blade Runner, the 1982 version, and in 1998 Soldier there was a display of a battle he fought at Tannhauser gate, and I'll show an image of that right now just so you guys get an idea. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unpack this. This is basically a cover that I found that sort of fits on here. It's a little tight, but it doesn't cover everything anyway. But it does cover enough that if you want to transport, it is a cover for an M13, it says. It does cover it enough for transport. There is, right here, you can see there's a strap. This is not meant to be, well, you can shoulder carry it, it's very heavy, but this is meant for transport to put it on, then on some kind of tripod. What you have here is the rear-mounted trigger system. There's a safety on the right-hand side that you push forward and you're able to fire. 15,000 round drum mag, okay, and the hop-up is a small thumb screw in the bottom that you turn in to get more hop-up. That is a modification that I made. This is an M14 gearbox, so the hop-up is basically a pin that pushes up. So I made it into a thumb screw so you can adjust that little bit of hop-up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the battery compartment, and then we're going to fill it up with BBs, and then we're going to do some test firing through the chrono. Here we see the internal of the drum mag. I can see here's the feed tube. And I'm going to shine a light on here because it is kind of dark showing in there. Here is the feed tube where the BBs go through. You actually put that right like that, and that space and back there is for 15,000 rounds. That's a lot of BBs. This carrier right here is for the battery, and here is the Tamiya connection. So what I'm going to show you, this is an 11-1 2200 mAh, and that's like the minimum that I would use for this, because if you use this all day on full auto, you're going to be changing out a battery. Battery goes in like this in this slot. It curves around this spot here, and I actually also put the charging cable there. These wires fold in here, and to start this on here, it has a single, and I'm going to show this all where you can see it now. There's the cable, there's the battery in there, and that. Right down here is a screw, and up here is a post. What you do is I get this line put in the right spot, and I start this on the screw and put it on the post, and then tighten up the wing nut. Now you can fill this with the top off, or you can push this to the side and fill from this hole. Now I've opted to always do it this way so I don't spill any BBs all around inside. Funnel right here, have the gun facing down, or even if this is mounted on a tripod, you just put the bottle in here and just pour it up, and you could put in 5,000 rounds without a problem. The big thing that will happen though is it'll level up and you might not be able to get them all in, but other than that, it's easy to fill. When you're done, you just flip this back up, it's covered, and no BBs will fall out. I'm going to do a dry fire so you can hear what it's doing. Okay, we have it all set up here, and I've opened up the slide here to show you. I have a small bottle of 2H, which is what I really want to use with this. And what we're going to show is, just make sure everything is good. It unwound. All right. And we're going to Okay, now, granted, the best way to fill this, if I had a full bottle, it actually would go in there quite easily. And there's way down there, you can put your finger in there, and there's quite a bit in there. This said about 1,000 rounds or whatever. With a full bottle, when you tilt it up, you're going to get a lot of BBs in there. To actually fill it, the best way is to put this vertical so that you can pour the bottle down inside. I'm not going to do that for today's setup, but when you're on a tripod, which I'm going to show in another video, it is easier to put it in when it's on the stand with like a full bottle. And eventually, if you get to the point where the bottle can't go in there, and I'll show that too, there is like a small amount left in this bottle. I am using a funnel. I can put the funnel right there, pour it up, and of course dump it all over the place. But I got most of the BBs in there. So we have it full now. We're going to set up the chrono, and we're going to start doing some test firing. Okay, beautiful sunny day out here today, and we're going to be shooting this. I went through and there was a cracked motor mount, so I had to replace that when we were in the middle of filming, so I didn't get to film the chrono, but I did some adjustments, new motor, the whole 9 yards. So this is a high-speed motor on here. I had a high torque, it had a problem, so I got it out of there. But anyway, the gun is updated with a new gearbox, and it is a regular M14 gearbox, unlike the original one that I had in it that has problems that I got to work on. But I threw the new gearbox in with the high-speed motor, and with 2 O's, it's shooting 305. With 2 5s, it's about 275, and with 2 8s, it's about 259, 258, 259. Variable 18.8 to 21.2 speed. With the 2 O's it was 21, with the 2 8s it was 18.5, which is pretty good for this particular gun. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot out 125 feet. I have the hop-up manually adjusted because the spring that used to be there to hold it, when you adjust the hop-up, sometimes it misaligns and you're pushing up on the hop-up unit instead of pushing up on the arm. So I got it adjusted now, and it's getting out to 175 feet without a problem, even with this little short barrel on here. So we're going to start shooting, and I'm going to zoom out that way. So I'm just going to start shooting. You can see back here, this is my target right here. Well, the stump right there, you know, with the stuff on it. I'm going to be shooting back at that. So just to show you the distance, I'm going to zoom in there. And that's 125 feet. All right, and we're going to start shooting, and you'll see how it's hitting. Now, I'm right behind the camera shooting, so it might be a little loud. Shoot at the girl. Now, I am going to move back and shoot at that green shed. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. I am going to try, the tree's sort of in the way, but I'm going to try to shoot back and see how far that goes. That's actually 200 some feet to there, so I don't know if I can reach that or not, but I think it's getting out there. I'm not going to try to lob, I'm going to shoot straight and see how that works. It's dropping right at like about 180, close to 190 feet. So, not quite getting there, but at 125, we're going to pull back here a little bit just so you can see. I'm going to shoot at the girl again. That's what, these are with 2 8s too. So let's go over here. That's exactly 113 feet to where the pan's hanging on the tree. Let's give that a shot. Okay, we're out of BBs, but you get an idea how it's shooting. So I'm going to go back inside and finish up. I couldn't let it go without shooting that tree. That's 100 feet. Let's zoom in. And the pan that's right there. Let me give it a shot. I threw like about 1,000 more BBs in. Good to go. 100 feet. Final wrap up on the TM2H, the Tannhauser Gate M2H. I've swapped out, since I did the firing test before and things like that, it had a high-speed motor. I swapped out a gearbox I had, a standard gearbox with a standard motor. The FPS is a lot lower on this particular one. It's about 275 with 2.8s. It's about 300 with 2.5s and like 325 with 2.0s, which is perfect for the field I'm going to take it at. Of course, that also means that it's like 11-12 rate of fire, which the standard M2H 50 caliber has a cyclical rounds per minute of 650 to 660, which is 11, almost 11. So that's the standard rate, or standard rounds per minute. So it would be like 11 rounds per second. So I'm right on par with that. I'm going to do, this is part one. I have a part two where I'm going to go through all the different stands that I have. And we're also going to do a couple of modifications just to mount this. All right. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy your day. Wow.